Dalil Muhammad versus Vincent Luque is the main event. But we're going to start in the prelims. First fight in the prelims, you have Heli Alatang against Kevin Kroom. Alatang is a minus 188 favorite. Kroom is a plus 152 underdog. Alatang is 30 years old. He's 14-8 in two. He has 4 losses by decision, 3 losses by TKO or knockout, and 1 loss by submission. He has 7 wins by decision. 4 of his wins are by KO or TKO. 3 wins by submission. Has pretty good striking. Decent or good grappling here. Kroom is the bigger fighter in this fight. He's 34 years old. He's going to have a 6.5-inch reach advantage. He's 21-14 on the season. He's 21-14 in his career. Excuse me. I was talking baseball earlier and I got my mind messed up. But he has a 5 wins by decision, 6 wins by knockout or TKO, and 10 wins by submission. I think Alatang's going to win this fight. Alatang's going to be able to push forward, use his boxing to get in there and be able to get his takedowns and get on the inside. Kroom is the bigger fighter and has a 6.5-inch reach advantage. But for some reason, in his fights, he really don't use his length as his length to his advantage like you think he would. So I like Alatang in this fight at the minus 188 on the money line. Second fight in the prelims, you have Stella Nunes against Sam Hughes. Nunes is a minus 235 favorite. Hughes is a plus 186 underdog. Nunes is 29 years old. She's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage, 5 wins by decision, 2 wins by knockout or TKO. She has a poor takedown defense, but she has great striking and she throws a lot of volume. But her takedown defense isn't the best. Hughes is 29 years old. She has 1 win by decision, 1 win by knockout or TKO, and 3 wins by submission. She has a career record of 5-4. She is on a 3-fight losing streak. She has good grappling, and she has good grappling. She's a well-rounded fighter. Her striking is not terrible, but it's not I wouldn't say it's high level. I like Nunes in this fight because of her volume and her forward pressure. I think she's going to be able to keep this fight on the feet. As long as this fight stays on the feet, I see Nunes winning this fight. So I like Nunes at minus 235 in the money line. I'd probably use her in a parlay, but I like Nunes to win this fight. Next fight is Jordan Levitt against Trey Ogden. Ogden is a minus 142 favorite. Levitt is a plus 116 underdog. Levitt is 9-1, has good grappling, 2 wins by decision, 6 wins by submission, and 1 win by knockout or TKO. Ogden is 15-4. This will be his UFC debut. He has good grappling, he's the better striker in this fight. He has 4 wins by decision, 11 wins by submission, and 3 losses by submission. This is going to be a close fight, I believe. I can see this fight going either way, but I think Levitt's fought the tougher competition, and I think Levitt's grappling is going to be the difference in this fight. I think Levitt's going to be able to get this fight to the ground, use his ground and pound. So I'm going with the underdog in Jordan Levitt at the plus 116 on the money line. All right, let's moving right along. Let's move to the next fight here on the UFC card. It is Chris Barnett against Martin Budai. Budai is a minus 230 favorite. Barnett is a plus 184 underdog. Barnett is 22-7, has 5 wins by decision, 17 wins by knockout or TKO. He's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Barnett has 3 losses by decision, 3 losses by knockout or TKO, 1 loss by submission. Cardio's a question. He has good leg kicks. Badai is 9-1. His level of competition is what worries me a little bit. I don't know if he's fought quite the level of competition. Oh, I know he hasn't fought the level of competition as Barnett has. But Badai has a 2-inch reach advantage. He has 1 win by decision, 7 wins by knockout, and 2 losses by decision. So 7 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, 5-0 in his last 5. Excuse me, and he has one loss by decision on his record. That's how he lost his 1 loss. I like Badai in this fight. I think Badai is going to be able to weather the storm of Barnett. Be able to use his 2-inch reach advantage to his 2-inch reach to his advantage, and I like Martin Budai at the -230 on the money line. Next fight we get is Jesse Ronson against Rafa Garcia. This is going to be a real good fight. This fight's basically a pick 'em. Both fighters are at -110 on the money line. Ronson is 36 years old, 21-10. Takedown defense is questionable. Don't have the best takedown defense, but it has good striking. Has 4 wins by decision, 10 knockout wins. So he has decent power. 7 wins by submission. And he has 7 losses by decision, 2 losses by knockout or TKO, and he's been beat by submission 1 time. But he has good power in his hands. He has decent grappling, good offensive wrestling, but his takedown defense isn't great. Rafa Garcia is 27 years old. He's 13-2. He's going to throw big right hooks and a couple left hooks. Really don't use a jab. He's more of a wrestle box. He's going to box to get into his wrestling. He has good power in his hands, and he has good forward pressure. He's always moving forward in his fights. He has 4 wins by decision, one win by knockout or TKO, and 7 wins by submission. His 2 losses in MMA have been by decision. I like Rafa Garcia in this fight. I think his power and his striking is going to be the difference. And I can see him getting this fight to the ground and doing some ground and pound. So I like Garcia here on the money line. Next fight, you have Brandon Jenkins against Ricard Close. Close is a -650 favorite. Jenkins is a +440 underdog. This is going to be a good fight. Jenkins is 30 years old. He's 15-8 in his career. He has wild striking, does a lot of spinning attacks. He does have 10 wins by knockout, and he has 3 wins by submission, and he's 3-2 over his last 5 fights. Close is 11-2-1. He's had a long layoff. He's the more balanced fighter out of the two. Close has 4 wins by knockout. He's going to have better cardio in this fight. He has a high level of striking defense, which I think is going to cause trouble for Jenkins. He's 3-2 over his last 5. The long layoff with Close kind of scares me a little bit, but I still like Close winning this fight. But at -650, that's way too high. So it's not something I'd bet. I would bet money on because there's no value. But maybe put him in a parlay. But I like Close at the -650 in this fight. Next fight is Landsberg versus Kinazad, Panny Kinazad. Kinazad is a -430 favorite, as Landsberg is a +320 underdog. Landsberg is 40 years old, 10-5, 6 wins by decision, 4 wins by knockout or TKO. Lost last fight to Sarah McMahon by a fight. She's 3-2 over her last 5 fights. Kinazad is 15-6. Beat Landsberg a while back by TKO. She's 4-1 over her last 5. 12 wins by decision. She lost her last fight to Raquel Pennington. I think Kinazad wins this fight here. I think her striking is just going to be too much for Landsberg. So I like Kenazad to win this fight. And then the last fight on the prelims, you have Devin Clark against William Knight. Clark is a minus 184 favorite. Knight is a plus 148 underdog. Clark is 31 years old, 12-6 in MMA, 2-3 over last 5. Good wrestling and decent striking. He'll have a 2-inch reach advantage in this fight. He has 8 wins by decision, 3 wins by knockout or TKO, and 1 win by submission. Knight is 34 years old. He's 11-3, has good power. His cardio is good as well. He's okay wrestling wise. He does have 9 wins by knockout. So that shows you how good his power is. I think Clark's going to be able to get the takedowns here and be able to use his ground and pound. So I like Clark in this fight at the minus 184 on the money line. All right, let's move over to the main card. First fight on the main card is Angie Luza against Lazez. Luza is a plus 172 underdog. Lazez is a minus 215 favorite. Lazez is 10-2, good in the clinch. You'll have a 3-inch reach advantage, 2 wins by decision, 8 wins by knockout or TKO. He is 3-2 in the last 5. Was supposed to fight Dos Santos, but that got changed. So now Lazez is actually the favorite, where before I thought Santos would win the fight. So I'm going with Lazez here at the minus 215. All right, next fight on the main card, you have Pat Sabatini against TJ Laramie. Sabatini is a minus 500 favorite to Laramie is a plus 360 underdog. Sabatini is 16-3, undefeated in the UFC. Great grappling, 5-0 over the last 5. Decent striking, not the elite striking, but good enough striking. A 4-inch reach advantage, has 4 wins by decision, 2 wins by knockout, 10 wins by submission. Laramie is 12-4. He has good power. He's 4-1 over his last 5. And he's coming off a submission loss. He does have 7 wins by knockout or TKO. Decent takedowns, but I see Sabatini being able to control this fight. Then you have Bruno Silva against Yanan Wu. Silva's a minus 500 favorite. Wu's a plus 360 underdog. Silva is 30 years old, 7-2-1, good Muay Thai, a well-rounded fighter, has 5 wins by submission. Wu is 25, 12-4, coming off a loss or long layoff due to knee injury. 7 wins by knockout, has good kickboxing. I like Silva in this fight. Just a long layoff coming off an injury, coming into a fight with somebody like Silva, I just don't think is going to go well for Wu. So like Silva here. Then we have Andre Fiallo against Miguel Baiza. Baiza is a minus 200 favorite. Fiallo is a plus 160 underdog. Fiallo is 28 years old, 14-4 in MMA. Has great boxing and good offensive wrestling. He has 11 wins by knockout or TKO. Baiza is 29 years old, 10-2 in MMA. Has lost 2 in a row. Has good striking. Good offensively, but poor defensively in grappling and in wrestling or striking. He does have 7 wins by knockout or TKO. I like Fiallo in this fight at the plus 160 on the money line. I like the underdog in this fight. Next fight is Waralo against Omagnazev. Omagnazev is a minus 142 on the money line. Varalo is plus 116 on the money line. Varalo is 29 years old, 10-1, great striking, has good grappling, good takedown defense, just a well-rounded fighter. Has 4 wins by knockout, 3 wins by decision. Will have a 3-inch reach advantage in this fight, and he's 5-0 over his last 5. Omegnazev is 13-0, has good striking, good wrestling, and good cardio. Has 8 wins by knockout or TKO, 3 wins by submission. Is 5-0 over his last 5. I like Omegnazev to win this fight. And then in the main event of the evening, you have Belal Muhammad against Vincent Luque. Luque is a minus 188 favorite. Muhammad is a plus 152 underdog. Muhammad is 20-3. Looked great his last fight against Wonderboy Thompson. He has 15 wins by decision, 4 wins by knockout, and he also has good wrestling ability. Luque is 21-7-1. Luque beat Belal Muhammad by TKO. Great grappling. He's going to have a 3.5-inch reach advantage in this fight, and he has 11 wins by knockout or TKO and 8 wins by submission. So he has good power and he has good submission work if he gets you down. I think it's going to be a good competitive fight. I like Luque here at the minus 188 on the money line. All right, that is all of the UFC fights for this weekend's card.